When Kristin Cavallari speaks, Hollywood listens, and this time, her words have sent shockwaves through both the entertainment industry and her fan base. In a recent episode of her podcast Let's Be Honest, Cavallari unleashed a raw, unfiltered perspective on fame, authenticity, and the often toxic underbelly of the entertainment world. Known for her sharp wit and no-nonsense attitude since her Laguna Beach and the Hills days, Kristin has never been one to sugarcoat her opinions. But this time, what she said wasn't just shade, it was a full-on exposé of how Hollywood chews people up and spits them out, all while demanding they smile for the camera. Kristin began by addressing something that's long been whispered but rarely said outright by those still connected to the machine. She's done with reality television. Not in the taking a break sense, but in a that chapter of my life is permanently closed kind of way. The tone in her voice was heavy, less bitter, more liberated. She described how, after years of being defined by producers, storylines, and fabricated drama, she realized the version of herself the world fell in love with wasn't her at all. Her statement really peeled back the illusion that reality television is a career starter, or, just a fun opportunity. For her, it was all about survival. She explained that in Hollywood, especially back in the early 2000s era she came up in, young women were often treated like disposable commodities. Fans who grew up watching her feud with Lauren Conrad, or honestly dominate scenes on the Hills, suddenly saw it all a bit differently. Was Kristin really that bold and confrontational, or was she just playing the role the producers demanded? She made it clear, the editing room, not the real world, built that version of her. But Kristin didn't stop there. She went even deeper, tackling Hollywood's obsession with image and perfection, especially for women. She revealed that after leaving the spotlight, she actually had to retrain her brain to stop obsessing over appearances. I was conditioned to think my worth was tied to how I looked, or how the public perceived me. And honestly, I had to unlearn that. She spoke about how impossible it is to maintain authenticity in a world that profits from perfection. Hollywood doesn't want you real. It wants you marketable. It wants a version of you that can sell a headline, not a heartbeat. That statement instantly went viral, shared across TikTok clips, Instagram Reels, and Twitter threads, sparking massive debates among fans, fellow celebrities, and former co-stars. When I saw old clips from the Hills, I didn't see me. I saw a character built to stir drama and make money. Cavallari also took aim at Hollywood's unhealthy cycle of youth obsession, calling it toxic, cruel, and completely unrealistic. She explained that the industry sells youth as currency and discards women the moment they turn 30. Fans praised her for this, especially those who followed her evolution from a teen star to a successful entrepreneur running her lifestyle brand, Uncommon James. Her journey from MTV's Golden Girl to a self-made businesswoman now looks less like a rebrand and more like a rebellion against an industry that tried to define her. But her comments didn't just sit quietly. The Hollywood machine noticed, and it wasn't thrilled. Industry insiders began whispering that Kristin was burning bridges, while others applauded her for saying what many in the business privately feel but are too afraid to admit. Fame is like a drug. It gives you this temporary high, but the crash is brutal. You spend so long being seen by millions, and then suddenly you're alone with your thoughts, and you realize you never actually liked who you were pretending to be. It was one of the most brutally honest reflections fans had ever heard from her. Her revelations come at a time when many former reality stars are publicly discussing the toll fame has taken on their mental well-being. From Love Island to The Bachelor, the narrative is shifting, and people are beginning to see that the price of being famous might be higher than it's worth. I'm finally living for me, not for the ratings, not for the headlines, not for the validation. I tell them, don't believe everything you see. It's a business. It's built to make you want what they're selling, even if it's a lie. That line resonated deeply with listeners, drawing thousands of emotional comments online from fans who've struggled with their own battles for validation. If being honest means losing people who only liked the fake version of me, then I'm fine with that. Social media exploded. Clips from her podcast episode flooded TikTok, generating millions of views in just a few hours. Fans posted reactions that ranged from admiration to heartbreak. Even celebrities chimed in, some supporting her candor, others staying, well, cautiously quiet. The buzz turned her podcast episode into one of her most listened to yet, and it became clear that Kristin Cavallari had just reignited a long overdue conversation about fame, authenticity, and the emotional cost of performance. As the dust settles, one thing is undeniable. Kristin Cavallari has evolved from being a face on a TV screen to a voice that actually matters. She's gone from playing the role of Hollywood's rebellious sweetheart to being the woman who exposes its flaws without fear. Her message to fans? Don't believe the illusion. Don't lose yourself chasing validation. And most importantly, don't mistake attention for happiness. For longtime followers who've watched her journey from Laguna Beach to Very Cavallari to now, this honestly feels like a full circle moment. She's not the girl who walks into a scene ready to stir the pot anymore. She's the woman walking away from the set altogether, finally at peace with who she really is. And as she continues to build her business empire, host her podcast, and raise her family on her own terms, it's honestly clear that her greatest comeback isn't on TV. It's in reclaiming her truth. So whether you love her or not, Kristin Cavallari has officially done what few in Hollywood actually dare to do. She's spoken out against the machine and, yeah, lived to tell about it. Her story is a reminder that fame fades, but authenticity doesn't. And in a world where everyone's playing a role, sometimes the bravest thing you can do is step out of the spotlight and finally be yourself. If you found this story as shocking, honest, and thought-provoking as her fans did, don't forget to like this video, share it with your friends, and hit that subscribe button. For more deep celebrity stories and truth bombs from behind the glittering walls of Hollywood, because sometimes the biggest headlines aren't about the glitz, they're about the courage to walk away from it.
Yeah.